Hello, and welcome to Secret Calls on Infidelity Whispers, a space where love gets complicated, trust is tested, and silence finally speaks. Here, we listen to real people facing moments they never thought they'd live through. Each call is unrehearsed, raw, and full of emotions many keep buried. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a story that might mirror your own or open your heart to someone else's truth. And if you believe that stories have power to heal, to connect, to help someone feel just a little less alone, please share this episode. You never know who might need it. I'm your host, Sophie, and tonight, as always, we open the line without knowing what story will meet us on the other end. But whatever it is, we will meet it with empathy, honesty, and space to be heard. Let's get connected. Hello, you're live on Secret Calls on Infidelity Whispers. Who am I speaking with tonight?
Hello? Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for calling in. What would you like to share?
I've been married for 10 years.
10 years is a long time, and how old are you?
I'm 28 now.
So you got married at 18.
Yes, it wasn't exactly planned that way. My family struggled financially. My husband, well, he wasn't perfect, but at the time, he seemed stable. He had a job, a small house, and I thought, maybe this was it. Maybe this was security. I didn't know what love truly was.
That's a heavy decision for someone so young. What happened after you got married?
The first year was okay. We adjusted. But by the second year, I got pregnant. That changed everything. He started staying out late, drinking more, going out with friends. I thought it was just stress, until I found out he was seeing someone else.
While you were pregnant?
Yes, I was 8 months in, could barely move. I had no way to confront her myself. I asked my sister-in-law to go tell the other woman that my husband was married. But she didn't believe it, so she came to see for herself. When she realized the truth, she ended it with him.
And your husband?
He begged, he cried, said it was a mistake, that he didn't love her, that he got carried away. I didn't even have the strength to scream at him. I had a baby coming, and I was all alone.
That must have been incredibly isolating.
It was. After I gave birth, I started to feel like a ghost in the house. He tried to make things better, but I couldn't forget it. And then, about 2 years later, something happened.
You met someone else?
Yes, he was our neighbor. Just a kind man, really. He noticed things like when I looked tired or when I hadn't eaten. My husband never asked, but this man did. It started off innocent, but soon I was looking forward to his company.
So the emotional connection grew.
Exactly. One evening, I broke down crying in front of him. I didn't mean to, but that night, it changed. We crossed the line. For about 3 months, I felt something I hadn't felt in years, wanted, seen.
Did you love him?
I thought I might have, but I also knew it couldn't last.
And your husband found out.
Yes, I didn't deny it. I told him, "You did it first. Now you know how it feels." He was shocked, broken, but we decided to call it even. Try again.
Did that actually work?
For 2 years, it seemed like it did. We left again, took our child to the beach, but it was fragile. And then, one night, he brought it up again. Then again the next day. Then every day.
He couldn't let it go.
No, and I understood why, but it became unbearable. He'd call me names, accuse me of lying. Our sex life disappeared. He still wanted it. I didn't. I felt disconnected, like I was just there.
Do you still love him?
Honestly, I don't think I ever did. We got married so quickly. I mistook survival for affection, and now I'm just numb.
Wow, that's a lot. Let's bring in Dr. Emily. She's been listening with us. Dr. Emily.
Hi there. First of all, thank you for being so open. That takes courage.
Thank you.
You mentioned that your marriage started out of necessity, not love. That's important. Many people marry under pressure or fear of being alone, and that foundation matters. From the very start, you didn't feel seen emotionally.
Yes, I tried to convince myself it would grow, but it never really did.
And when he cheated, it wasn't just betrayal. It reinforced everything you feared being unimportant, invisible, discarded.
That's exactly how I felt.
So when the neighbor showed up with kindness, that small attention felt enormous. And when someone's emotionally starving, even a drop feels like a feast.
That's such a powerful way to put it.
What I hear now is two people both hurting, trapped in a story they can't rewrite. You forgave each other on paper, but emotionally, neither of you healed.
That's true. We never really talked it through. We just moved on like nothing happened.
So here's the hard question. Do you still want to be married, or are you just afraid to be alone?
I think I'm more afraid of what comes after. I don't have family here. I don't have a career. I don't even know who I am outside this marriage.
That's understandable, but fear can't be your guide. If you stay in this marriage, it should be because you want to rebuild, not because you're afraid of falling apart.
And what about my child? Won't divorce hurt them?
Staying in a toxic marriage hurts them more. Children feel everything: tension, resentment, even cold silence. What they need is a stable, loving environment. That can be in one home or two.
I think a lot of people need to hear that.
So what should I do? Where do I even begin?
You begin by reclaiming your identity. Start small. Therapy, individual. At first, journaling. Going back to school? Maybe. Then, when you've gained clarity, have a conversation with your husband, not to blame, but to ask, is there anything between us worth saving?
And if the answer is no,
Then you part ways with dignity. You co-parent with respect, and you build a life not defined by pain, but by purpose.
That feels both scary and freeing.
Good. It means you're waking up to your own voice.
before we wrap up, I want to leave a question for our listeners. If you were in her shoes, married young, betrayed while pregnant, then found yourself in an affair born of loneliness, what would you do? Could trust ever be rebuilt? Send us your thoughts, messages, and stories. We'll be reading some in future episodes. To our caller, thank you. Your story is not just yours. It's one that so many women and men are living in silence.
Thank you for listening. I feel lighter.
You're already braver than you know. Keep going.
Thank you for trusting Secret Calls on Infidelity Whispers with your truth tonight. These aren't just stories, they're moments of deep reckoning, where love collides with pain and choices shape the course of a life. Tonight, we heard from someone who tried to forgive, who tried to forget and was found that some wounds don't fade just because we want them to. When betrayal cuts from both sides, healing isn't about evening the score, it's about facing the silence that lingers after the shouting ends. This story reminds us that forgiveness is never a finish line. It's a process, one that requires more than words. It needs honesty, reflection, and the willingness to ask, do we still love each other, or are we just afraid to let go? If you've ever stood at that same crossroads between resentment and release, between staying and starting over, this episode is for you. Let us know in the comments. Could you rebuild trust after mutual betrayal, or is walking away the only path to peace? Share this episode with someone who might be struggling to answer those same questions. Because healing often begins with hearing a story that sounds like your own and realizing you're not the only one walking that road. And if you're carrying something heavy and need a place to be heard, our lines are open. When you're ready, your story will matter here too. Until next time, I'm Sophie, and I want to leave you with this. Even when love falters, self-worth must remain. Even when the future feels uncertain, the act of choosing yourself is never the wrong direction. Take care of your heart and remember, you're never truly alone.